I'm doing a what's in my bag as an estate agent. So what do I take with me on my daily carry, on take-ons, photos, videos, everything that I need to get the job done. Anyway, first, laptop bag is always the same way. My absolute pride and joy. My entire life, I was always jealous at school when your friends have a MacBook. So one of the big things that I wanted to do was get the latest MacBook with the fastest processors possible to make sure that everything I'm doing, I'm not being slowed down by the actual laptop. The work process is so slick now and so quick that I'm not being held up at all by the equipment I'm using. This is the new MacBook Pro. I think it's an M5 processor for all you tech heads. Right move, building success together, charge a fortune book. I live and die by my pad. I need to make sure that I write down absolutely every job. Lighting rigs. There's one that's on there, the other one's in here. iPhone charger, because you always need an iPhone charger. I have got my other pride and joy, which is my Sony A7C II, and it's basically a combination between a normal photo camera and video camera. So all the fancy reels and everything like that you're seeing in a minute. Hopefully you've seen an elevation in regards to marketing, because well, to me, I can definitely see a huge difference, especially with the combination between this Sony and the MacBook. It's made a huge difference to my workflow and how everything looks. In a day with AI and everything else, there's no reason why anyone's work can't look perfect. Oh, I should probably mention that it's a Sony G Master lens 24-12, so it does do extra wide. This is basically what I use 95% of the time lens-wise. I do have another lens in the bag, which leads me on to this lens. It's a little compact lens. Sometimes I use this for closer up shots, or if I'm doing videos like this. For me, it works quite well. I've got this. I don't even know what these are called, but I've got one of these. They're basically, you clean your lens. I've got the DJI, I don't know what it's called, but it's a microphone. It's got two in case that I want to do like interviews or anything like that. I've got mine on now, the other end's on the camera, but they're a really cool piece of kit, and the battery life lasts forever. I am talking up now, it's probably gonna die. Other things I've got, lens cleaner. God, there's all sorts in here. Memory sticks, SD cards. The amount of SD cards you go through, and you can still format them all the time and clear them for your next shoot, but sometimes you need to make sure you've got an extra SD card, because there's nothing worse than being on a shoot and then having to format the card halfway through. I've got my brochures. I'm absolutely terrible as an estate agent leaving any sort of paperwork. I always email absolutely everything over, but I always forget to leave them some sort of brochure. But yeah, they're in there. So if I do a valuation for you and I don't leave you any paperwork, say, Will, where's my fancy brochure that I spent loads of money on getting printed? They're in here. Make sure that I get them out. This is one of the most important items. Looks small. It is small. It's just my electric laser measurer. That's how we get the square footage of the properties. That's how we measure every single room, and every single floor plan that's online with me is basically what I've done. I also use this. It's called Travis. I don't know why it's called Travis. There's probably someone out there that can tell me, but it's an English company that do tripods. It's called three-legged thing. For me, this is great, especially when you do the bracketing shots where they're done at 3 different exposures, like sometimes the camera has to be still. If the lighting's good, the camera's fast enough to just go and you can use it handheld, as long as you're holding your breath like a sniper. But all in all, this is good, especially if in dark areas, like this can really hold the camera still at different heights, it extends. It's awesome. Well, that wraps it up. What have I got in my bag as an estate agent? Like, what do I take around every single day with me? Like, I take this bag basically everywhere, because you never know when the client's gonna ask you to do a photo shoot. You never know when you're gonna need your laptop. Like, the amount of times I use my phone as a hotspot and literally sit outside the viewing, before the viewing, and go on my MacBook just to make sure that I'm up to date on everything. Being a one-man band, as it currently stands, is tough going, especially when you've got appointments all day. I have to have that freedom, so it works well.